people are really forcing Dirk to be that dude, that guy. Like I said, the voice.
He calls himself the voice. People embrace it too.
People embrace it.
Yep.
He's not somebody that can put hip hop on his back and carry it.
Nope.
He's just not.
Let's get to this last one here before we get out of here. Shout out to Billboard, because I think you actually brought this up.
We don't want to shout out Billboard.
Well, when they get it right.
We haven't confirmed that they have got it right yet, so let's see.
You're right. I was premature on that one.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. So 5 reasons why 2023 has yet to yield a #1 hip hop album or single. Okay. Now, so they got 5 speaking points. So I tried to take some notes to kind of paraphrase based off the article. So the first one says a not so starry night. That's the 1 of 5. And
what does that mean? Oh, you're about to say.
Yeah, I'm about to go into it. So it says,
like, what the
you thought I was reading a novel or something like that.
Not so starry night. Oh, okay.
Starring Jay Moore.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
you read the right list?
They're basically alluding to, it says it's a lot more difficult for any genre to reach a top spot when their most popular and reliable artists are not releasing projects. So they're pretty much going into early last year. They had a lot of heavyweights that came out, like Future, Kendrick, Drake dropped twice, Tyler the Creator, and these guys all collaborate. All of their albums were #1s. So that's #1 as one of the reasons. Number two, you like that one?
I don't know.
All right, number 2 says views from the top. It says R&B and hip hop currently account for 26% of this year's market share.
Interesting.
Last year was 27.8, so that's not that far of a fall off. But country has 8.26, they're up, and Latin music has 6.68, so they're up.
Is this based in the United States?
Yeah.
Billboard is only responsible for the
United States.
Gotcha.
Yep. So number 3, it was listed as old ops and new ops. So now they're speaking to a lot of the talented artists that have passed away. So they listed XXX, Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, King
like
Von,
multiple years.
Nipsey, Dolph, Lil TJ, and they also used Young Thug's case.
Yeah, that's kind of alluding to or assuming that these artists were going to drop something this year.
I think
they were still
I think
around.
they're more looking at it as like these are some of the more talented artists that have passed away. So there's less of a chance for hip hop to have.
No,
you're not buying that one.
Nah, because it's next man up.
Next man up.
Yeah,
it's always been like that.
And
that doesn't mean the culture is going to necessarily be that. Just because it's next man up doesn't mean you got heat that's going to be the next man up every time.
Yeah, but none of these artists that you mentioned were. Which one of these artists are going to like break Billboard records? Except maybe Nipsey was heading in that direction.
Maybe Nipsey, but Nipsey.
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke is the only one.
XXX maybe.
I doubt Nips. And I like Nips.
But Nipsey didn't hit #1 when he came out.
I wouldn't say Nip or Dolph. I'm not going to say
he did have radio hits before he passed. One.
I don't know. It just seems like a reach.
But yeah, it is.
This is the one
feeling
bullet
the
point.
reach.
Even with
feeling the reach.
It's a reach.
Yeah.
Even with Thugger's case, Thugger usually does
him?
well.
He's not dead.
Well, he's not a number. He's not a #1.
They threw it in at the end, but I feel you.
No.
All right.
So no.
All right. It says chart stagnation. So it says outside of 1 week runs at #1 from the weekend Ariana Grande. It says people like, and I'm probably gonna mess his name up. Is it pronounced Jimin?
I don't even know what that is.
All right, but it says there's a record they reference called Like Crazy.
How do you spell it?
JIMIN.
I have no idea who that is.
SZA, they use Kill Bill. She's at a lengthy stint. Miley Cyrus had 8 weeks, and someone named Morgan Wallen.
You don't know who Morgan Wallen is?
I don't. I'm sorry.
He's country dude.
Is he dope?
You got to realize Terry's been
bad.
listening to a lot of country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who Morgan Wallen is? I've never.
I guess I gotta go listen to some Morgan Wallen.
Dirk is taking pictures with Morgan Wallen,
Isn't that the one
trying to get him to do a record with him.
No, he's got a record with Dirk.
Well, they're trying to get a whole album. Dirk was saying they should do a
that's the
whole
guy that he
album.
collabed with.
Yeah.
I remember reading about
that's
that.
the dude who got caught on tape saying something he wasn't supposed to say.
I believe so.
Yeah, all right.
I was about to say, never mind. All right,
Yeah, let's go.
So he had 9 weeks. So now they're alluding to, certain people at the top of the charts just dominating, so there's no slide. And the last one is, they say, it's a gradual return to the club scene. They reference Beyonce's Renaissance, Drake's Honestly Nevermind. And they said 2 of the year's biggest rap songs, Lil Uzi Verse, Just Wanna Rock, Coi Leray's Players, both
I
are
want to rock right now.
Hot 100 Top 10 hits, both pulled from Jersey Club, a thumping division of dance music heavily inspired by the Baltimore club scene, which I didn't know. So it's some type of fusion house and
They're
hip hop.
wrong with that Coi Leray.
Yeah, this just sounds like a big reach. Now, there are some facts as far as why hip hop isn't charting like it should. But remind you, it says since 93.
Right.
So when we're talking about since 93, there's a lot of stuff that have came out since 93, and dance and all that stuff may have been top of the charts, and hip hop were still charting in those years after 93. So you can't really, that last little blip is way off as far as talking about club scene, this, that, and the other. I think a lot of it is the artists that they're pushing are not as good as people think they are.
Ooh.
And people are not supporting them because the music ain't as good. Just like, so the picture is of this article is the Lil Durk and J. Cole feature. That song is mid to me at best.
The kid song?
Yeah.
That song is mid.
That was never going to be a pop record.
It's mid.
Was it supposed to be?
People were gassing it. That's what I'm saying. They're gassing it because it's Durk and J. Cole. Durk is the polar opposite of what J. Cole represents. And we got these two on the track. And people are really forcing Durk to be that dude, that guy. Like I said, the voice.
He calls himself the voice. People embrace it too.
People embrace it.
Yep.
He's not somebody that can put hip hop on his back and carry it.
Nope.
He's just not. Another cat, the Baby dropped the album this year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, or is it? I'm mixing.
Are you talking about Lil Baby?
Lil Baby dropped an album this year. Lil Baby is another one that they've been trying to pretty much have be the one to champion hip hop. They are just not those type of artists. And what it boils down to, unfortunately, and whether people want to believe it or not, is content. When your content is the same and repetitive, after a while, people don't want to hear it. They want to hear the next best thing or somebody that's really good at what they do. So we haven't had an album from Nas, so I do agree with that. The Nas's, the Kendricks,
Kanye,
J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Though I do agree with that because there aren't any albums coming out from these artists that know how to do it and know how to move and do what they're supposed to do. A lot of these are a bunch of lils who can't do big, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
It just is what it is.
the names that they listed in terms of the artists that the previous year were all bangers, all top tier elite artists. So I like that one a lot because that actually makes sense.
I mean, you're right. Like Dirk, Babies, they're not Kendrick, Jay, Eminem.
They're just not.
They're just not that.
Tyler, Future.
They're
I
not.
don't even think Tyler's that. Like
Tyler will be that the next time he drops.
I mean,
Tyler
don't
will
get
be
me wrong.
that.
Tyler is one of my favorite of everybody I just listed, but I don't think he's Jay, Eminem.
I think he's ascended. I think he's closer to that than he used to be. I'll say that. I think
he's way closer.
not-
I think he's way closer.
He's way closer.
It's not my
than that.
argument though.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, he did.
He ain't Kendrick.
No, he ain't Kendrick. Yeah.
Kendrick took 5 years off and didn't lose a step.
He came back with big steppers. Actually.
Exactly. There we go. Terry got it.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. This is just the old radio and records guy.
Tyler did get them number ones though. To his credit.
You got to understand is like people aren't working records like they used to be. It's
True.
just like, okay, let's put out a whole album. Let's put out a 3-pack and then let's just see what starts to stick. It used to be a time where like, okay, a record company had an actual agenda. Be like, okay, we're going to put a push. We got something that's good enough here that we think can be a number one.
Right.
As a single, maybe not an album. But a number one song in America on Billboard still means something. But the thing is, the way Billboard counts things has completely changed.
True.
It's just like every year now, because of streaming, like Billboard is in a complete disarray at Christmas time because All I Want for Christmas goes back to number one. And then the Jackson 5 and Andy Williams and Nat King Cole are all in the top 20 again. And so to songs that may, based on airplay and streaming, who should be number one or be top 10, are disrupted. Or there'll be some sort of social media trend that comes along and changes how a song is counted. Like Miguel's song, Sure Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Song is, 2010, 2011 that came out?
Yeah.
Well, now they have a sped up version that is being used in a lot of TikTok videos.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you know what? Now that's like I think it's the number 13 or 14 song in the country right now. Okay, so that's pushed something out that somebody who might have been working a record that's new is taking their position. Here's this 14-year-old song, and all he did was speed it up, and now that's occupying a place on the Billboard Hot 100. So the way that we actually quantify things now has changed so much. and there's such a glut of hip hop music that is on the charts because at one point it would be only the song you were working that could be something that would be eligible for the top 100. Now it'll be somebody will put out an album, you know, because the first week and everybody's got to check it out. It'll be 14 songs from your album that are on the Billboard top 100. That's why you can't always put the same level of weight on people who say, oh, so-and-so rapper, now they've got more Billboard
number
top,
ones than X, Y,
They've
Z.
got more top 140 or hit.
Yeah,
because they were top 40 for a week and then it fell off the top 100. You can't say that the same thing with Michael Jackson, who actually put out the singles, worked the singles, had somebody that's different, you know. But everyone wants to use the same old rules as far as how we look at music,
Right.
Because it's, you know, sure. And the thing is, like, now I can, like I said, I talked a little bit about the song Pound Town. It's a song, even despite the fact that the girl's from St. Louis, I hate that record. But if you want to talk about a song that is moving culture right now, that is it. You know, you can't go anywhere.
I can't even
I have
believe
no
it.
idea what it
That just
is.
It's probably
kind of goes to show.
It's probably the most, you know, when it's like there's almost like a competition. It's like, how far can we take this?
Yeah.
What do you
And
say?
that's-
What were you
it's
saying
the-
it was going to show?
It just goes to show the de-evolution of American people's ears and tastes in music, honestly.